Hey everybody, welcome to Medling World. Today we're at Animal Kingdom because we're going to take a ride over to Rafiki's Planet Watch. Come on in, check it out. So guys, as you enter here into Rafiki's Planet Watch, the first thing you're going to want to do is there is a train ride you take to get over to the area. And it's a pretty cool train ride. It's called the Wildlife Express. And you kind of go a little bit behind the scenes with this train ride, so you'll be able to see some of kind of behind where the safari is, where they kind of house the animals. Sometimes there's some babies out there. So let's take a ride on the train and we'll show you a couple clips of how we get over there. So guys, you will find the Wildlife Express right here in Harambe. You can see the train's really cool because of the way the seats are set up, right Jake? So they're kind of facing, even though we're going forward this way, they're facing 90 degrees as I spin you guys around. And you get to see out. So let's see what we find. As you can see here, we're behind the safari, so you can see kind of the buildings where some of the animals are housed at night. And it's kind of neat. So right up there is actually the lions. That's where they live, in that pride up there. Really neat back here. So it's kind of almost like a little behind the scenes train ride, but when we get to the end, it's really neat because they have a petting zoo and they have like a science center there with some different projects going on, and once in a while you're lucky enough to see veterinarians doing a procedure. So really cool. Let's go check that out. I don't know if you can see that, but that's the cheetah building back there. So really neat, as you guys can see, is where the cheetahs hang out. So I think you guys get a good idea of the back of the house almost, really, for the safari in here at Animal Kingdom. Look at this. This is just for the elephants here. Really neat. So you can see the train behind me. Just got off the train and we are out here now. This is kind of the conservation area where you first come out of the train. They also have this experience here where you can learn how to sketch. So let's take a walk down through here, guys, a little bit, and I'll show you some highlights. This is pretty cool here as we're entering in Rafiki's Planet Watch. And there he is, greeting us. And what this area is, it kind of just shows you about conservation. But it's really beautiful to walk through. Has a lot of these little kind of informational posts here where you can kind of set, it kind of shows you different things you can do. Get involved. Disney's Animal Kingdom cast members are helping to reverse the decline of wildlife through conservation fieldwork, emergency resources, scientific studies, and education. So Disney is big on conservation. So here it kind of shows you different things you can even do at home, at your own house, to help the habitat. Really neat, right? I remember in New England, tons of hummingbirds. Remember, Jake, all the hummingbirds we used to have?
Yeah.
We put those feeders out with the sugar water.
Yeah.
So, really cool. So, Jake and I were just talking. Jake, we haven't been here, I think, we have been here before, but it has been a lot of years, Jake. You were probably just maybe 6 or 7. We haven't been here since we've moved to Florida, as far as I can remember.
This.
And we've been here for 3 years, but you kind of get the idea as you first arrive. It's really educating you about, you know, conservation and how you can help the habitat, whether you live in the country or the city. What you can do for the environment and help, you know, animals, really, is what it comes down to. So let's get into it. I know we're going to come into like a petting zoo and kind of like a science center area. Let's go check it out. So guys, here's kind of the science center area there. I love the big mural there with all the different animals. And if you go in this way, this is the animation experience where you can do some artwork. And they also have like a petting zoo area. And you can see in here, this is where some of the animals are. You used to be able to pet them. Like I said, I'm not sure anymore. But we'll save the petting, I think, Jake. Let's see what's inside. I really want to get inside this building. I'm so curious. Guys, now we're inside here in the kind of the science area. There's all kinds of things in here. I'm just kind of following Jake around, as you can see. Just, again, all kinds of nice, awesome educational things. But I want to give you guys some information. Jake, let's go take a look here at the animation experience. So you can see there's different times of the day. I just talked to the cast members, so it takes about 30 minutes to do all the art, and it looks like here's who we're drawing today. Awesome. So yeah, you would come in here and find your seating and do your artwork if you want. Jake's decided, Jake, you want to kind of skip the art today?
Yeah.
So Jake's going to skip the art. I know a lot of rambling here, guys, but I do want to give you a lot of information about here. All kinds of different just invertebrates. So you can come on up, take a look, and see what we can find.
And one on that person.
Look at these things, Jake. Wow. And you can see how the cast members are all working in here. So it's kind of like a working area. And that's what those things look like up there. Wow.
I see a little egg.
And as you can see, it kind of goes right along the way there, Jake. So let's continue on and see what else we find in here. It's pretty cool, guys. I would say if you're going to spend a whole day at Animal Kingdom, I would probably take a chance and come down and check this out. Probably take you 35, 45 minutes maybe to do the whole thing with the train ride. So guys, you can see here, Chinese crocodile lizard. And there he is. He's just hanging out. So cool. So guys, this is what I was talking about on the way over. This is like the operational area, or the checkups, whatever needs to be done with the animals. And you can actually come in here. You can see we're right here in the Science Center area, all open. And when one of the animals, I know there's a special on Disney Plus where they show this. And you can watch them do it. Looks like they have all kinds of different machines. Wow, look, the care.
That looks like a CAT scan.
It does look like a CAT scan, Jake. You might be right. And Jake, I want to say that this looks like the animals here are getting excellent care. Look at that. Amazing. Oh, guys, this is cool. So this kind of gives you an idea of the sketching demonstration. Really, it looks like they kind of finished it, but they go step by step. And not a bad crowd. So that could be definitely something to try next time we come, when we have a little bit more time. I know Roberta would love it. She's home, by the way. She couldn't make it out today. We had a problem with our deadbolt, so we had to wait for the locksmith, and it was getting late in the day. So I had to get out here with Jake and get this vlog done for you guys. So anyway, oh, and the guy finally came. Deadbolt's all set. So that's kind of the inside here, the animation experience, some of the different animals, different species they have in that laboratory, I think, is the highlight of it. I would love to be able to come and watch that in action. So let's head out, and guys, let's head in and pet some animals. And guys, here we go. As we enter in, Jake, they kind of called this, I think, the affection station, which is basically we can pet the animals in here. So look it. Now, Jake, I do remember the last time we were here quite a few years ago. The animals are just kind of running through. So I don't know. Oh, well, look, there is a goat just kind of standing up there, and you can just walk up and pet the goat. Jake, we got to go pet that goat. So here's I think it's a goat. Oh, look at that. He loves it. And look, he can just come up and pet him. And just to let you know, they do have hand washing stations as you exit out. So a lot of these animals do look like over here, for instance, let me show you. They're not really contained in here. So they're able to, it's just like this little blue rope where we can't go back, but they can come out whenever they want. It's really cool. So you can just kind of walk up and pet them. Hey, buddy. Jake, you want to pet him? Another goat just kind of hanging out. They love it. It's so cool. There's another pig. Pretty neat, guys. So I think you get the idea. Quite a few animals in here, and really neat. That was pretty fun, man. I enjoyed petting the animals. And look, you can see this is a really good size area. Like I said before, Jake, you were a bit younger. You said you don't remember, right? Or do you?
I do now.
Now you remember. Do you remember how many? Before there was just animals running all through here. So it seems like they've contained the animals a little more, but still at the same time, like I said, they just have those little blue ropes up to kind of keep the guests from going past, but the animals can come freely out. So that was a lot of fun. Let's do a double take around, make sure we haven't missed anything. One thing I do want to say here is the hours here are not the same as the park hours. Right now, this is running from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. So the last train leaves 4:30. So the final train to get you out here is at 4:30, and then all this closes down at 5 p.m. Another thing I did notice out here, guys, there's not, which is very surprising for Disney, there's not really a retail shop here, but they do have some snacks. They do have some drinks. But yeah, kind of, Jake, isn't it kind of strange? No retail? Yeah. Like everywhere you go in Disney, there's retail. But here there's not. So Jake, what do you think? Let's give some final overall impressions here. What'd you think of the train ride over and whole thing being an 11-year-old, from an 11-year-old's perspective? So anybody out there who's maybe coming with kids your age.
The train ride was a little bumpy for me.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
We actually got to see some elephants.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah. African elephants.
Yep.
And overall, it's not too bad.
Nah. And I do agree with Jake. I think it's cool. I like it. It's, you know, listen, it's not the best thing you could do all day, but the art and the petting, I thought was really cool, right? And if they are doing a procedure in there, definitely would be awesome. So yeah, I think overall, I'm gonna be straight with you guys. I think if you are spending a whole day here, I would come out and enjoy this. It's very relaxful, it's shaded, it's cool, and yeah, absolutely. And a cool thing, as you are kind of walking through, the cast members here, they will answer questions. You can ask them things about conservation, what you can do, where you live, how could you help the habitat. So the cast members are well educated. Jake brought up a good point as we're walking back up to the train. He did say, Dad, I think it's a good 45 minutes overall, which we kind of thought, but if you were going to do the art alone is about 40 minutes, so that could add on a little bit longer time. I just want to thank everybody for watching Medling World today. We're right back up here where the train dropped us off, so you'd come right back up and the train will bring you back down right back into the park, Animal Kingdom Park. Matter of fact, here comes the train now, guys. So thank you. Take a moment. Please subscribe to Medling World if you haven't yet. Thank you to all our Patreons. And last but not least, see ya!